It's day one of the gala here at the Watercress line, so without further ado, let's do a quick run-round of the news and enjoy a fabulous weekend. Welcome to In the Loop. Hello folks and welcome to the Watercress line. Now by the time you watch it, it will be day one of our Autumn Steam Gala, a fantastic three-day event with Canadian Pacific running with Sir Nigel Gresley, Sir Archibald Sinclair and of course the Ivet and S15 as well in that beautiful BR black livery. So without further ado, let's have a quick run round of the news to see what else has been happening behind the scenes. Now, looking at the Hampshire unit, last week it went down onto the pit road to have a thorough examination from former engineers from Selhurst Depot. So they have a wealth of knowledge with these units, and the examination covered everything, top to bottom, inside and out. The aim to be to generate a full comprehensive report, so there's nothing that's left to, let's say, surprise us in the future. This gives us a good idea of exactly what work needs to be done and what it's going to take to get the thumper thumping once again. Over here in the carriage works, work's continuing with the Mark I coach we've seen in previous episodes. Today they're doing some work on the interior window surrounds, so that's the stuff you see as a passenger, those wooden bits, aside from the metal work. Now the aim, as with everything, is to try and maintain as much of the original material as possible and splice in the new stuff where needed. Remember, this is a water damage they're trying to fix, which is what you get with these sort of coaches. Now Tim is currently downstairs doing that. Once they're finished, they get sanded down, taken up here, stained before being varnished to go back onto the coach. So it won't look brand new and really obvious. It will look like it was always there, but we've managed to use the stuff we have here to splice in the new material to keep it going just that little bit longer. Now, if you do enjoy these workshop updates and are down for our gala, then I have some excellent news. If you are down on Friday, you probably would have already noticed, but the carriage shop will be open for viewing, so do come in, have a look around. It's certainly a fascinating sight you don't always get to see in person. A few weeks ago, it was Heritage Open Days. Now, these guys do behind the scenes sort of tours, viewings, to show you things that you would not necessarily get to see in person. So from railway side things to cathedrals, you name it. And every year there's a theme. So previously we've done videos for Edible Hampshire, where we did cherry cola pulled pork in the smoke box. We did Hidden Nature, looking at the nature surrounding the railway from each of the stations. But this year, the theme was architecture. Now, when you think of railway and architecture, there's probably one name that springs to mind. Yes, we did manage to get Tim Dunn down. For a two-part special, we took him from Alton to Alresford on our Wickham trolley to find out some of the architectural joys you can see here at the railway. There's so many hidden bits of history, all hiding, interestingly, in plain sight for everyone to see. So, we made a lovely two-part episode. Please do go and check that out if you haven't already. It was really good fun to make, and also it's going to show you a new part of the railway you may not have seen before. So check those out on YouTube. Architecture of the Watercress line. Now, on the line of Heritage Open Days, it was also our Engineering Open Weekend. Another opportunity, just like the gala, to have a good look around the site in the workshop, have some tours around to see just what it takes to keep a steam railway running in the 21st century. And we were also visited by the National Lottery Heritage Fund to formally close out the Canadian Pacific project. An absolute whirlwind of an overhaul, I think you'll all agree, but it was definitely worth it. So let's take a pause and just see a little bit more from that day.
Andrew, we are deeply grateful for the National Lottery Heritage Fund for funding Canadian Pacific's restoration. This is the end of an extraordinary period of restoration, and it's now into our running for the next 10 years. So thank you very, very much indeed.
Well, it's a great pleasure, and thank you for allowing me to mark this final moment in this monumental restoration. And I wish you many miles of trouble-free running, at least until the next boiler certificate is due.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Now, on a previous episode with Ray here at the Miniature Railway, we were talking about the extension. In fact, standing where you guys are now, looking at what will be the case. Well, it has now been officially completed. It is open. The ribbon was cut by Ray and Graham Summer, who was one of the trustees here who initially helped set up the meetings to get permission to go into 4 Acre Field. With staff and volunteers from the Miniature Railway riding that first inaugural train up to this station here. Now, as you can see, there's still a fair bit of work to do, but this is a huge leap forward for the Miniature Railway. And understandably, a few people may be asking, what are we going to call this station? Well, it's going to be named Hoddy Holt, after Keith Hoddy, one of the leading lights of the Miniature Railway, who sadly passed away recently. Without Keith, none of this would have been here. So I think it certainly is a fitting tribute, and his locomotive Patricia still runs to this day. Well, a lot's happening here at the Watercress line, and a big day for Canadian Pacific. Now, I think without further ado, by the time you're watching it, it is day 1 of the gala. So I think there's only one way to end this, with a little hellfire compilation of Canadian Pacific, Sir Nigel Grizzly and Sir Archibald Sinclair. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and enjoy a fantastic gala weekend.